What's good, YouTube family? It's your internet cousin Navy. Yo, this past week actually, I started training at my new trucking job, okay? And this coming up week, I'll be doing my routes by myself. So I made it through training well, but I gotta let y'all know something. And I gotta be honest. I realized that trucking may not be the job for me long term. And here's why. It's dangerous, it's intense. Cars do not care about drivers. Like I've always had a respect for drivers. My dad has been driving since I was a little girl. He actually owns 2 trucks. So I grew up with like a different type of knowledge and respect for drivers. But to experience it firsthand is a completely different ball game. And I realized like cars will cut in front of you, like they don't care, they don't understand. It takes so much more time for a truck with a trailer on the back of it to stop than you may realize. So anyway, I came to that realization that it's something that I don't want, and I immediately started to feel a sense of disappointment within myself, like I made the wrong decision, that I'm behind, in terms of life, and I felt defeated, in a way. I gotta be honest. Now, some people would call that failure, but I think the caveat here is that failure really is feedback. Failure it leads you to clarity. Sometimes you have to go through a transitional season to figure out what's for you, what isn't for you. So I want to encourage somebody today that if you're feeling like something isn't right for you, or you're not where you want to be, you feel stuck, you feel like that there's more, I want you to know that there is, and that this is not the end. It's not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter. Because truth be told, the more you discover what you don't want, the closer you get to finding what you do want. Embrace that sometimes a transitional season reveals truths that you didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? Like you went into it one way thinking, it's going to be this way or that way, and then you get blindsided. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought that trucking was really going to be something that not just financially positioned me to be in a better place, but driving is fairly easy. Even if you driving a truck, it's been 3 years, but when you doing this full time, when you transitioning from just doing yard work and moving trailers around warehouses so that operations have what they need, to like really being out on the roads with other drivers, it's a completely different ball game. So I think that first I had to realize that, I didn't know what I was going to feel. I didn't know how things would truly be until I stepped in it. And that to me is why a lot of people don't step out there and try things and go for the ideas that they have, and take risks, because you're afraid that you may make a wrong decision. You're afraid that it may not be the best decision. But the next move doesn't have to be the best move. It just has to be better. And truthfully, it's going to be better as long as you're able to take a lesson away from that, whether it's something that is something you expected or you didn't expect. A win is a win. And so shifting your mentality from you don't lose, you win, or you learn, is how you'll keep yourself from like beating yourself up for not getting it quote unquote right. And so that's the biggest takeaway right now, is that failure isn't just that. It's actually feedback. So I hope that helps. Also, another thing that is important to recognize and realize is the importance of reflection and the importance of journaling. I've recently started back journaling because I want to document, I want to track the different emotions and feelings that I'm having. I want to document the thoughts and in hopes that I'm able to connect the dots later on down the line so that it's easier for me to see this roller coaster of a journey that I've been on, because that's really what life is. It's a journey. It's not a destination, and we have to get lost in the experience of that. And so inevitably that doesn't mean that everything's going to be good. You're going to experience some bad, some uncomfortable situations, and so that's just all a part of what's going on. But journaling requires you to be honest, and so in that I've been really like laying it all out, and that's how I got to even making this video, because I'm like, the last few months I've really been talking about and honing in on the fact that I want to gain more trucking experience, get the different endorsements and certifications added to my license, and that was what I was most focused on. I thought that was it, like this is gonna be the thing. But truth be told, until your last breath, like, you're gonna always be learning and growing, and the only way to do that is to keep trying things and keep putting yourself out there to do that. And so trucking, now that I'm really thinking about it, was just like the next step on this next level in my life. That's it. And you can't get so attached that you don't know how to detach from what you thought your life was supposed to be like versus what you should actually be doing and focusing on in that moment. Because in that moment, it's so many gems being given, and if you so focused on what you don't want or what you don't have or what mistakes you feel like you made, you're gonna miss out on so much that you can take away that you may need for the next level. And so journaling is definitely something that I would recommend, so that you're able to see what you're thinking about. You're not just recycling thoughts over and over and over and over again. You're actually able to take time and feel what you're thinking about, so you can think about what you was feeling, if that makes sense. Embrace pivoting with purpose. It's not the end if you feel like you need to change directions or change courses or change routes, okay? It's the beginning of something new. I want to challenge you to embrace being honest with yourself. We spend so much time wanting other people to be honest with us, and we're not practicing honesty with ourselves. If you're not happy, it's your responsibility to make you happy. If you want something different, it's your responsibility to make sure that happens. It's not on other people. That's just a hard reality that we have to deal with and just accept for what it is. Nobody gonna give you nothing. How you gonna expect somebody else to do something you're not even doing? We attract that. So it starts with you. I want to leave you with this. If you've been feeling stuck and realizing your current path isn't it, I want you to write down what you're feeling today. Write out what you don't want and one thing you'd like to try instead. That's the first step to building the life that you actually want. Because the more you recycle that, the closer you'll get to the life that you actually want to live. And that, to me, is like the biggest lesson that I'm learning right now. That's the biggest lesson I'm learning right now, is that we gotta fall in love with the process. We gotta fall in love with the journey, because I'm gonna be honest, last couple weeks I really been nervous. I hadn't even dropped a video in like 2 weeks now, and so I think that internally I need time to process things, especially change and the anxiety that comes with that is a big thing. And so I have to take time for myself. But just reflecting on this past week, I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to talk about and what I wanted to say, and something that's really important to me in dropping these videos and sharing just anything is that I want to be honest. I want to share not just what sounds good, but I want to share my experience and my beliefs and hopes that it helps somebody, because I'm trying to figure it out just like y'all trying to figure it out. But I will say that I'm very much focused on, God, what are you trying to show me in this season? Yeah, this is uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't really want this. I don't really want to do this. Or this is not the move that I thought it would be. I don't feel how I thought I would feel. Like, I feel stuck. I feel disappointed. You know, what is it that you're trying to show me in this season? And focus on that. Don't focus on the pain. Don't focus on the frustration. Don't focus on the disappointment or the fear. Focus on what God is trying to show you in that season, because that is the greatest gift of it all. So, as always, it's up here. New views, new heights. You can only go as far as your mind will take you. Because your purpose, this is what we feel like you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to know what their purpose is, but you got to start up here, because the way you think will turn into what you say. What you say will turn into what you believe. What you believe will turn into what you do. And actions will create results, good or bad. So choose wisely. Choose wisely, family. I believe in myself. I'm trying every day to exercise that, and I want you to do the same. You got this, because God got you. Until next time, I love you with the love of God. Peace.